Hello and welcome to Scottish Football Matters with myself, Lorenzo, and my good friend Murray.
All right.
Tonight we're going to be discussing this weekend's upcoming Scottish Cup quarter-final matches. And before that, we'll talk about the midweek games that took place between Aberdeen and Celtic and Dundee United and St Mirren. And we're also watching at the minute the current game that's on Falkirk against Dundee United. So we'll give any updates on that while we're on. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. I just started watching this game. Kind of even start. I'd say Falkirk slightly on top, but you'd maybe expect that being at home.
And before anybody comments, this wasn't a bet to wear a Celtic jersey and a Rangers jersey. It just turned out that way. So
Nah. Obviously got the pre-match fever early.
Yeah, definitely.
But nah, should be a good one. But if we start with the midweek games, I thought Dundee United they edged it, didn't they? It was a tight game. I think St Mirren will be disappointed to lose it with a late penalty. Can't really have many complaints, but they'll have complaints in terms of the lateness of it, and they were in a good position to get a point. But good result for Dundee United.
It was,
but they're not going to make the top six, and they're certainly not going to get pulled into the relegation mire. So it was probably a bad result for St Mirren.
Yeah, I'd say so.
As I said, I think Kilmarnock look more likely to pick up wins when they go into that split, especially when you're playing the teams round about you.
Yeah.
But as we're going to talk about the top, there's plenty to play for. I mean,
definitely.
Nine games.
It's
they're all kind of must win. Whether you're at the top or the bottom. Celtic Aberdeen game, I thought Celtic started quite well. Scored a decent goal. Then I think they took their foot off the gas a wee bit, but at the same time, I don't want to say that because Celtic don't keep their foot on the gas, so it's not a surprise. I thought Aberdeen penalty was a penalty, albeit soft, because I don't like them giving, but as soon as it's given on the pitch, VAR's not got enough evidence to say there's not contact when there was, but it's so soft. I don't want marginal contact in the box to be a penalty. I mean, he essentially just brushes.
It's not a penalty.
For me, it is based on.
It's stupid.
Well, what I mean by when it's given on the pitch, you can't.
I know.
You can't undo that because VAR can't come in and say there's no contact.
I think Scales is daft. For doing what he did.
You can't. Sometimes you need to know it. You can't win the ball and just let the boy have it back to goal. If he does something mental like a Chermiti type overhead kick, then so be it. But don't dive in. Don't give your. In Celtic after that they lost all momentum. I felt. Then I think Celtic had their own penalty shout, but I think we would all agree we don't want them as penalties because the guy's arm is by his side. But we can also agree that over the season we've seen them given.
Yeah,
but
there's inconsistency because it has been given. Yeah,
but I don't want that as a penalty ever because the guy's pretty much got his hand by his side trying to tuck it in. It's not a penalty.
If he puts it out, it's a penalty, but he didn't.
He didn't. It's by his side, and no, not a penalty for me. Then obviously we had the big talking point with the winning goal, but the big talking point for me is not whether it's on or offside. It's the pishness of VAR because they showed one. Sky showed a view right where Forrest crosses the ball into the naked eye, and we're only going by the naked eye.
You can't even see the ball.
He looks offside right when Sky do that still. Then VAR do another goal for Falkirk. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
I don't know if it's onside or offside, but we'll check that in a second. But we'll get back to that.
Barney Stewart,
because I think that the the Sky showed the image, right? And then VAR showed a different image. They showed an image like a split second before.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know which one is right. I don't know which one is when the ball's been crossed because we can't see the ball at home or watching it
No,
on TV. 2
you
seconds, I'm just
can't
going to watch.
because, as you said, because of the shitty camera angles that they've got.
Yeah. And by the way, if it's the first view, it's a fine goal. If it's the first view, it's offside. If it's the second one, it's onside. So I don't want to get into this whole Celtic got the rub of the green. I don't think they did. What I think happened though is just more evidence that VAR's not fit for purpose.
No, nah, it's
Because
no in this country
we
anyway.
didn't see, we cannot be having decisions that can decide titles when we've not got all the angles. Because I don't care, like, to the naked eye, I think we'd all agree he looks offside.
Yeah.
Based on that camera, that second image, he's onside. But
I
how
can't
do we
remember.
mention what's right and what's wrong?
I can't remember what game I was watching. Maybe it was at the weekend or something. It was on Sports Scene, and there was a VAR review, and the referee went to the monitor, and the camera angle that he was looking at, there was a big, you know, like if the camera's in the stand, there's a big pole, like a restrictive view pole in the middle of the camera, so you can't even see, like,
I mean,
what he's trying to look at.
I do think there's a discussion to be made though about whether we even continue with VAR going forward, because I don't think that the people using it are good enough.
No, it's tin pot for a start, right? It's Poundland
And we're
version
not.
of VAR.
And by
Plus
the way,
people that are using it aren't good enough.
all the clubs that are paying for it are essentially just pissing against the wind because they're not getting what they're paying for.
I know, because it's affecting. It's ultimately affecting league standings at the end of the season. People are missing out on money.
Could you imagine, right, if this does go to the last day of the season, right, and Celtic are at Motherwell, Rangers are at Hearts, let's just say that's the fixtures, right?
Aye.
And we get something similar to that decides a title, and you go, well, was it onside or was it offside? We don't even know, and the camera angles aren't telling us. Whereas, if you had the decision back in the day, and if the linesman's flag goes up, it's offside. If the linesman's flag doesn't go up, it's onside. At least then you've got clarity. Whether it's the right decision or not, you've got clarity about the decision.
Back in the day when that happened, sometimes it did.
I mean,
it was onside even though he put his flag up, though. I didn't like that. But...
Like, I've seen ones where, I mean, you'll remember back at Ibrox in an Old Firm game, George Cadet scored a goal and was 2 yards onside.
Yep.
And I also remember similar time, maybe not the same season, but Rangers had a 3 each at Ibrox where Andreas Thomas scored early and Laudrup scored, but Rangers got a goal disallowed where David Robertson was 3 yards onside. I mean, these aren't difficult decisions, but you could accept them because they were made.
How many years ago you can back me up, man?
Well, I'm just saying it was similar seasons.
I know.
But I'm just saying ones that are like, at the time you're like, that was pathetic, but I'm just saying that you get some for you, some against you.
Yeah.
And, you know, Rangers went on to win that game 3-1 where if Cadet had scored, it would have went 2-1 Celtic, I think, at the time.
Was that not the one Cadet did score and they said he was offside and he wasn't?
Aye, that's what I'm on about, because Bucanio had just equalised. And then Rangers go on to score two late goals with Eric Bo Anderson, and it wins Rangers a league. I'm not saying that Rangers wouldn't have won the league anyway.
It's not just that, Murray. But the SFA and Jim Farry held up his registration, Cadet. So if Cadet had been in earlier than he was, the goals that he scored when he came in, if he'd have been in earlier, he'd have scored even more. So who knows?
Yeah,
Celtic might have won the league.
Scott Sinclair get fucking allowed to play about 20 minutes after signing, so they make up their own rules.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was told before that you weren't allowed to register a player on a Saturday until Celtic asked. In which case it was like, aye, on you go, Scott. And he comes on and scores at Tynecastle. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of bullshit
transfer window.
Over
transfer
the years.
window was open at that point. It wasn't shut, so you're allowed
to
sign
I agree,
a player.
But you weren't allowed to do club registrations at the weekend back then.
Are you sure we didn't register them on the Friday?
No. You didn't even announce them till the Saturday morning.
Right.
And then you went to Hearts and it was like a 5:45 kind of kick-off time, I think.
Right.
To my knowledge. That's not the point. The point is that VAR is going to decide a title. Well, that's a title for Hearts, Rangers, Celtic, or Motherwell. And I don't want to see an asterisk on a season that has been this. I'm going to say it. This exciting in terms of it having a difference.
I'm
And
not
not for
calling it
you,
exciting, no.
because you're shite and we're shite, right? But it is exciting in terms of not since 1993 have we had, 2 or 3 teams in a title race with, 5-10 games to go. And I remember, seasons in the mid-90s where, Motherwell finished ahead of Celtic.
I know. That's right. Aberdeen did as well.
And by the way, it could happen again, and it could happen. They could finish ahead of Rangers. I don't think anyone in the top 4 would be surprised if they finish first, second, third, or fourth this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any fan in their right mind can say, I'm genuinely confident of finishing top 3. Because right now I'm not. Because I think Rangers are third, Celtic are ahead by a point, Motherwell are just behind with a game in hand, and we've all got to play each other, so you just can't be confident.
I don't know.
But I thought Celtic edged the game. I think they deserved their win. I don't think they were great though. Like I don't. I've seen Celtic go to Aberdeen and look a lot more assured, but I thought individually some players were good. I thought Arthur was decent.
He looked good.
But
took him a while to get going. But took him a while to get going.
Obviously, up a knock, and obviously we don't know if he'll be fine for Sunday.
Sounds like a broken bone in his foot, which I'm not happy about.
The boy stood on his foot. It was a shame.
To me, that's a red card.
No. It was on the top of the foot. Nah, see if it was higher. See if it was on the ankle, absolutely. But it's just he stood on his foot. I mean, it's not even dangerous.
See, when you see it, I saw it earlier on the day. I saw another view of it, and it looked as if, I'm not saying he meant it, but it looked as if he was actually...
He's tried to plant his foot to plant his foot. You're allowed to do that.
But he's went at an angle and he's planted it into a Tierney's foot, so he's not actually... He's went at an angle.
Then, in some cases, you could say Tierney put his foot under his. Like you could spin it any way you want. Like at the end of the day, it's an accidental collision, and that happens on a football pitch.
But it's cost us one of our best players, possibly.
But it's not Alessandra's fault. That's just fucking life.
Well, he's got previous against Celtic. He stuck it on Joe Hart.
Again, even that one, it was a red card, but it was an accident. He tried to kick the ball in it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he did. It was a red card, but if he's there a second earlier, he scores a goal.
Right.
I don't want strikers to not be going in for balls because there's a keeper there. But no, I do think if it was on the ankle, it's a straight red. Mm-hmm. But because it's on the top of the foot, it's just called an accidental collision and a booking.
Aye.
But I didn't think there was anything. I didn't think there was anything special about either side. And I think Aberdeen will be disappointed that they just lacked real quality. And like I thought some of their build-up play was good. Like they would do little passing triangles and get into decent positions, like the final third, and then their passing, their final ball, their shot was terrible. But to be honest, so was Celtic's. Like numerous times that Tanecki beat his man and then couldn't do anything.
I know, even in the last couple of minutes when it's the last minutes, we're winning 2-1 and you've got Sarachi bombing forward and then he skies it out of the bar. Instead of taking it up to the corner flag and just wasting time, we were in injury time at that point.
It's game management, and you've seen Rangers really poor at that against Celtic. There's moments in the game where you just need to manage it so much better. But
I don't mind them trying to get a third goal, but see,
I don't know why I think this is happening though. I think it's just a very nervy time for both our clubs. Yeah. Every game is a struggle. Like I can't remember the last time, even like against Celtic, that game should have been an easy game. Like in that point that the Rangers put themselves in. The point that Rangers put themselves in should have been an easy game, but we made it difficult because we're nervous and not a proper like championship winning team that goes 2-0 up and makes it 3 and sees it out.
At half time,
Celtic right now aren't a team that are going to Pittodrie and winning. You score an early goal at Pittodrie, right? Under Brendan Rodgers 2 years ago, that game finishes 4-0.
Yeah.
and the same under Ange. But right now, this Celtic team, you know it's going to be 2-1. And it's going to be nervy and it's going to be shite.
But see the game against Rangers at the weekend though. At half time, I thought game's finished. That's it, finished, all over. But see when we got the goal back 2-1. At that point in the game, when we were coming into it, I thought if we get another one, we'll win it.
Oh,
I actually thought, see if we'd get the second goal earlier, I think we'd have won the game.
You said that, but I mentioned in the pod on Monday though, the moment that it went to each other, Celtic done nothing.
I know.
And Rangers dominated the last 5 minutes because
that's right.
I genuinely think though that Rangers realised that, oh no, we threw this away, and the one reason we were in a good position was attacking.
And we looked as if we were quite happy just to take the point.
Yeah, and you would be. Look, I
was happy because of the way the game was won. Obviously,
if you're away to the other team, you take a point.
I've got the way the game went, I'm happy with the point because we were 2-0 down. But I wanted to win the game from the outset, obviously.
But if we quickly just brush by, I mean, I think we both predicted Falkirk wins, St Mirren wins against Partick, and I think we were debatable about Aberdeen, Dunfermline. I still think Dunfermline might do it. Like I do.
You never
just
know.
A feeling, and especially after watching that Aberdeen team.
I seen Neil Lennon was at the game last. Neil Lennon was at the game Wednesday.
Falkirk.
Oh, 2-0.
Looks like it was Tate. No, it's Yeats, I think.
Yeats. Yep. They've got their disco lights on mental there.
Falkirk they could make a cup final this year. They really could. And good luck to them.
2-0. Dundee United are poor though, eh?
No, I think you need. But then, by the way, this game the other week in the league finished. Finished 3-2.
So you've Dundee United beating St Mirren there earlier in the week, and then you.
But Falkirk are better.
I know, but it's what we were saying earlier in the season about Dundee United. It's the Jekyll and Hyde team. You don't know what Dundee United are going to turn up.
But they can do that within a game, though. I mean, they could be great in the second half. With them, it's about staying in the game.
They might do a Celtic in the second half and come back.
But I think if we move on to obviously Rangers Celtic,
Rangers and Celtic part 2.
I still don't know how to feel about it because I can completely understand why both sets of fans are optimistic because they've seen a blueprint on how to win. And if the side can do more of what they did for one half, they'll win. I don't think anyone would argue with that.
If we can start the game the way we played in the second half, I think we can win the game.
Yeah, and if we start the game the way we did, and we continue that for longer, we'll win the game. So you can see that there's an absolute blueprint to win.
But we need to make sure that we don't let you get on the front foot for the off. I think this weekend. Plus the fact Celtic have got more fans in this weekend. They've got practically nearly the full stand. No, I think it does. I think it adds to the atmosphere, and plus
it'll add to the atmosphere, absolutely.
But I think it also adds.
If Rangers are good, you'll be quiet.
But it gives the team
that. And if Celtic are good, free stands will be quiet. It's all about what happens on the pitch. If Rangers start the game well, you won't hear 7,500. If Celtic start the game well, you won't hear the 40,000.
Well, this is the first time we've had 7,500 since 2018.
Yeah, and I'm happy for it for cup games.
I wish it should be. I wish it would be like this I want it back to normal for the league games, and it will. I think eventually go back to normal for the league games.
I'm not bothered if it goes back, but I want it for cup games because I like it for cup games. Cup games should feel special.
I think the atmosphere at the league games has been ruined.
It was poor when there was no fans. I'll agree with that, but 2,500-3,000, I think is fine.
No, I liked it the old way. I'm sorry,
but until Rangers get a better standard of seating at Celtic, it won't go back.
Well, usually I don't want to.
No, I know we started it. Yeah, but we started it on the grounds that we don't get the same experience that you do. We get shitty restricted viewing. So until Celtic can sort that with their 50 pillars, and by the way, look at all the teams. How can we fix that?
In order for that to happen, you'd need to knock down the stadium and rebuild it. It's not going to happen.
You move them, but then you're punishing your own fans. But then you give your own fans ticket, or give Rangers fans tickets at discounted rates. In you shouldn't be paying 50 odd quid to watch a game through a pillar.
No, I suppose you should.
In Falkirk,
that's one fan, but is that not just one fan?
No, it's not. No, I've been there a few times. if you've got 7,500, I would say about 800 are restricted.
All right.
And it's not great, like especially when you take kids, and it's not a great experience. And it should be a great experience because it's a great atmosphere and a great
And
stadium.
what I don't like as well now, they've started putting up these stupid nets to separate the fans as well.
I don't mind it because idiots throw things,
No, I
and
get that, but
if you
they
can
shouldn't be
stop,
thrown in.
you can't stop idiots.
Well, I
I mean,
know.
I'll actually, because I was in the battle fever, I watched a few old games, and I remember one where El Hadj Diouf played against us, and he went to take a corner at Ibrox, and he was getting pelted with lighters and everything.
There's the first comment
What's that?
from Russell Martian. The
Yeah.
Pillar probably has more life than modern Rangers and Celtic, to be fair. Well,
Uh, the end of the day, though, I think the fan experience is so important when you're paying 50 odd quid.
I suppose it is.
And I think, see, if you were getting the tickets for 15 quid,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people would complain.
Yeah.
And I think Falkirk would take their whole allocation. They didn't take their allocation at the last game because they don't want to be paying £48 to watch a restricted game. Would they take it if they were offered them for a tenner? Of course they would. Because I think that's where we need to maybe. I think Rangers have been petty, right? I'm not even going to argue this. The board, well, not this board, right? We're talking about old Rangers, right? Old Rangers boards. But I think that I would like it back if it's of the same standard.
But the allocation?
Yeah, the allocation, I'd like it back if we were getting the same standard. So, but maybe you move some Celtic fans there.
So,
to that area.
Or maybe you just don't put any fans in that area and you have that kind of segregated. I don't know how that would work.
You still want a full 60,000. But
I know you do.
I think you move some Celtic fans there at discounted rates.
Oh, aye. Here, it's your stadium, but we'll move you behind a big pillar, you know what I mean? Aye,
We don't have that. A problem. It's just different types of stadiums.
I know it's the type of stadium we've got because they kind of make the main stand is an old stand. It's been there for years. That's the only part of the stadium that isn't new. And I agree with you. That is ancient. It needs to be.
When Rangers went through all the leagues, right, you got to appreciate football because I started to see some right shitty little stadiums, but it was brilliant because they had history. They had like different history from what maybe Rangers. If you've been brought up a Rangers or a Celtic fan, you're a bit spoiled, right? Yeah. You're a bit spoiled because you've got good seats and a good stadium. But see, when you go to these places and you've got restrictions and all, it brings back the sort of true meaning of football, where you go to. And what I would say though is, I would just think that the fan experience at Celtic just needs to be a bit better.
I mean, as you know, as I've said before, I've went to a few Arbroath games.
Yeah,
obviously because we go to Arbroath because of my sister's caravan and that. But that's actually quite a good wee stadium, and any seat I've ever had, it's never been a restricted view. Maybe
no, I was meaning more like
if you sit right near the dugout, you're having to do that and move and all that. But
I was meaning more about a few of the League One, League Two places. There was a few belters on the journey, let's just say. But I wouldn't mind it coming back to it, but I think a lot of talking needs to be done between the two teams. But there's more chance it happening than with the current Rangers board in place, because they seem like businessmen and they seem a bit, shall we say, they do things with a bit more class and dignity than previous ones have done.
They've been better than, let's just say, I mean, obviously looking at the outside in,
they've dealt with things more professional. They've been more professional. It's as simple as that.
Previous members.
But as I said,
the board currently have kind of went back the way to the tin.
I use them more like
stuff.
Your ones, your old ones.
We've went back to the kind of biscuit tin stuff.
Like you don't even let your own fans in. Let the Green Brigade go.
Well, no,
you're not letting them in. We can go there.
The standing section, that'll be right.
Why not? Put us there. Get a great experience. Because I mean, most of the noise at Celtic Park will come from the Rangers end anyway.
Well, I'm hoping they can get the Green Brigade in before the end of the season. I'm hoping they're in for the Motherwell game coming up.
I don't see
But
it happening though,
doesn't
because
seem
it's
to be.
it's went on for too long.
There's not much progress happening at all, mate. It's crazy.
There's more regression than progress.
I know. It's so annoying, so frustrating.
But based on, obviously, you've obviously heard Martin O'Neill's press conference, and it looks like Tierney's sort of 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see he's lining up if he is out?
Oh, it'll be Sriracha.
But Sriracha, Trusty, Scales.
I think Trusty will be brought back in. I know Benjamin Arthur had a good game the other night, but
Yeah, but it's
I think it'll be Trusty.
So you think?
I think it'll be.
Who's in goals? Do you think it'll be?
I still think it'll be Sinisalo. If Schmeichel's going to come back in, I think he'll be brought back in for the Motherwell game. I think he'll go with Sinisalo again. Me personally, I would stick with Sinisalo for the rest of the season, but he might bring Schmeichel back in for the Motherwell game. I'd be surprised if he brought him back in on Sunday.
Back four, obviously, so you're going with Araujo, Scales, Trusty, and
Sriracha. Yeah.
What's your midfield three? You going with the one that started the second half last week? So the McGregor, Negrin,
and Hatate. I would go with that. Yeah.
Or do you go with McCowan for energy?
I don't know, because in my
opinion, put a McCowan wide because Yang wasn't great at Ibrox, but he has been good. So it's a difficult one. But then you lose that width.
But see, last week, right? Not just last week, but in the past games that when we've played, Negrin and Tenecti have been better coming off the bench than they have starting a game. So we see when they do well coming off the bench, the manager goes, great, they've done brilliant, I'll give them a start. And then when they start, they're mince.
Would you consider benching Negrin to get a foothold in the game?
Maybe because he is good
coming off the bench before.
But then if you play him for the start, there might be a chance he could score.
Well, it's a chance he could score at any point in the game.
In the game, I know, I get that, but maybe if he starts him, maybe scores one, sets up one.
Then he started last week though, and Celtic got blown away for 45 minutes.
I know.
And if that happens again,
I know he probably will go with the team that started the second half. I would imagine, possibly. I don't know. I really don't know.
I could see McCowan playing.
I think he'll go. I think he'll go with Maeda through the middle though.
See, I don't. I think he'll go Chivanchara with Maeda left and Yang right.
When he was playing against Aberdeen, he was rotten. Honestly,
I think all your strikers are kind of rotten, if I'm honest. But they all offer something. But
I want them to do well as well. You know, I do want them to do well, and I want them to bang in the goals. But it just doesn't look like it at all.
You can't go with Adamu again. That was painful.
It's just a pity. It's just a pity that young Osmond's still injured. I mean, because if he wasn't, then
he couldn't start for his own.
No, he wouldn't start, but he'd at least be on the bench.
Good option, but he'd get bullied just like.
He probably would, but I think he looked good for the cameos that he was playing before he got injured.
So who do you think? Who do you think it'll be then in that front three? You think Maeda centrally?
Mike Maeda will be through the middle.
Then Yang and
I think he'll go with Yang and Tenecti.
I can't see him starting Tenecti because he's mince when he starts.
I know. I just don't know. It's a really hard one, but
then you could go Yang left, McCowan right.
I don't want him to start with a team that's going to get murdered again in the first half. You know,
But no matter whether it's your best team, that could happen.
I know. It
doesn't. I don't think that matters. It's about how you apply yourself. I don't think it matters what the individuals are. And I don't think you can save your best players for when the game could be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a tricky one. I mean, for me, from a Rangers perspective, I think it will be fairly similar to how we started last week. I wouldn't be against bringing Giga in at centre back for either Fernandez or Suter, but I think he'll go with the same team. I think he'll go, Sterling, Suter, Fernandez, Romans, Raskin, Chukwani, Scoville, Moore, and the Nadiri and Chimiti partnership. But the big problem for Rangers is if we gas after 50 minutes, the subs have to do more because Diomande and Gassama done nothing. And we need to use you know, the likes of Miovski, and I think Connor Barron could be back in the bench, which I think would add something, because I
Has he
think
been injured or
Rangers,
suspended or something?
he's been injured for about
Right.
8 weeks. But
Right.
the thing is with Connor Barron is I felt that Rangers lacked energy in the second
Mhm.
half. So
Yeah.
if we could have taken off a Raskin or a Chukwani when Celtic got on top of the game, if we'd had Barron in that position to sort of run about, and sometimes you know what it's like, sometimes you just need a wee sort of buzz ball to get the crowd going as well. Because
Yeah.
I felt Ibrox went very quiet last week when Celtic
Mhm.
took control. And
Aye, well, that's right. That's what I will
I
say to
think
you, Murray.
sometimes though, when you have that player who just goes in and maybe makes a wee tackle or runs about,
Mhm.
I know that's
Well, that's
very simple, but
I've noticed that last week, Murray, though. See when you were 2-0 up, the place was bouncing, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
it
half
was
time, all the rest of it. And see when we came on right back into the game and Tierney scored, the place just went dead.
pure nerves. But it's very similar to January, Lorenzo, if you remember that. In the first half, Celtic Park was
Aye, but the
bouncing
thing
when they were
is,
winning.
the difference is, Murray, we all knew we were getting pumped in the second half because of who there was a manager. It was
Yeah, but
Alfred Nancy.
what I mean, though, there was a nervousness in the stadium because you expected to get pumped when Rangers got back
I
in it.
said that. I said that at
And
half time to the guys on about me. We're going to lose 3 goals in the second half, and we did.
and what I think with Sunday there was just a nervousness about the players because a lot of them haven't been there and done it,
Aye,
and they didn't really know how to see out a game. But I think cup games are always different because you know there has to be a winner.
right.
You know, if it
Aye.
goes to extra time,
So
penalties, whatever,
yep.
um,
I don't want it going to penalties on Sunday. No chance.
I'd be comfortable with that.
Hart couldn't take it. I
Your
couldn't take
keeper,
it.
your keeper makes saves. I mean, look
I
at the
know.
one at the end of
Yours
the
doesn't
game.
he?
You
Yours
know,
doesn't he?
I mean, if I'd be very confident with penalties.
Oh, I
If
know
I'm
you would.
totally honest,
I know you would.
and to be honest with you, I feel I'd be confident. I'm quite confident anyway. Like, but
Nah.
I think it's,
You know what I would
I think
want?
it's,
I've
I
done
think it's
away with him.
blind confidence because I still don't know if my team's good enough to
I'd
see
prefer
out
a
games
replay at
yet.
I'd prefer a replay at Celtic Park. That's what I would want. But I
Oh
know they've
no, I
done away with him.
hated replays.
I don't like them myself, but to give us a
Uh,
chance, look, with a
it's too
full
too
house
many.
at Celtic Park.
There's too much fixtures anyway
Well, I
for
know.
stupid replays.
Aye.
So I mean, what is your kind of prediction? I mean, what do you see happening
I
based
think,
on?
based on what I saw last week, if Celtic can go about their business properly, I think we can win it 2-1.
Yeah, but I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised to think I'm going the opposite because I'm
Oh,
obviously
obviously.
thinking the same. If
Aye.
Rangers can do it for longer,
Mhm.
we will win the game. But
But I just
I've
hope
just got
Celtic have learned for last week to not
to
have
say,
that same start.
I hope the Rangers have learned that when they're on top, put your foot on the throat
Well, that's the
and
thing.
stop.
Celtic always did that. I mean, I know we're not doing it so much now,
Rangers,
but the likes of under Ange, we went for the throat
yeah,
and we never
Rangers
let
haven't
go.
been. I don't think we've been ruthless since Gerrard. If I'm honest, he was the only team player manager that would sort of go, when you're on top, stay on top.
Back then, you didn't have any fans at the games, but
No, but even in the when we did have fans against Celtic, we were
no, I don't mean that. I mean at any game
not
because
just
of COVID.
no, but other seasons under Gerrard we had fans.
I
And
know, but you didn't win the league in any other
yeah,
season
no, we
under
won
Gerrard.
games against you though.
Aye,
We still were always 50-50 in games with you because ever since Gerrard came back, Rangers have been the dominant team. I mean, even through all the shit managers like Michael Beale, and Rangers have never been went through a really bad patch against Celtic, other
I
than
noticed how
maybe that couple with Ange.
you
No,
only
because I
mentioned
think
Michael Beale there.
no, but I think
Van Bronckhorst wasn't a shit manager.
I
He was all
thought
right.
Van Bronckhorst and Clement were good managers. It was just bad timing. I think Beale was a bad manager, whereas I think they were good managers with pish squads.
Beale was a what do you call it?
Car salesman.
A car salesman? Aye.
But I mean, you can see what
Cockney
Clement's doing. Look at what
rebel or whatever you
Clement's doing
call it.
right now at Norwich. He's doing brilliant. He's taking them from
He's doing all right.
almost definite going down to 8 points away from the playoffs.
Do you think he's going to go for any of your players?
Don't know why he would. A lot of your
Well,
players are shite.
aye, but is there any players that are there that he brought to the club that he might take away?
Um,
That's what I mean.
There's been a big overhaul.
I know.
You know, I don't know.
Tavernier's
out of contract, so
to him.
I think that'd be a good move for Tavernier. Depend if it was the Championship, that'd be a good move for Tav. But if they got to the Premiership, obviously they wouldn't be looking at Rangers players. I mean, maybe Raskin, but
Aye.
I don't. I mean, he brought Diomande and they loved Diomande.
All right, well, he might sign him for Norwich. You never know.
I think Rangers would be wanting reasonably big money, but you know, Norwich did spend about.
How big are we talking here?
Oh, I'd be wanting
be honest about it.
Minimum 12.
Oh, 12, that's all right. I thought you were going to go mental and say 25 or something like that.
No, the only players at Rangers that are worth north of 20 million is Raskin if he's on a long contract, and I think there's a few players that. I'm just saying if you can, obviously you don't, but Rangers fans can't go McGregor, but you still respect he's a good player. Like
he's all right, but
you don't get in that.
I don't like the way he gets up to.
You want a bit of needle. Like Scott Brown was a complete knob.
McGregor's nothing
McGregor
like
is. McGregor's always in that fucking ref's ear.
I would say
you want to give him a good slap.
The
but
player
Raskin
in the
does
team,
the same thing.
The player in the team currently, I'd say that's Merlet Brown is Araujo.
Oh, because
he was winding you up. He was winding you up last week.
I know. Well, I hope he puts in his first half performance where he was getting schooled by a wee boy who was giving him a fucking runaround. I'm hoping it's more of that than the second half when he was acting like he was some Billy Big Boys. But I love that bit of needle though in a derby. I want more of it. I want players to leave one on each other and get right in their face, wind them up.
I like the game where remember Barry Robson done it to Christian Daly in that game. I remember that one.
To be fair, that was I still can't believe that wasn't a booking or a foul though. I mean, I don't even like Christian Daly, but he took him out.
But it was great to lay one on him. Brilliant.
I remember games where Naismith went in like full studs on Brown, and then Brown went in full studs on his best mate Thompson. Do you know what I mean? But they didn't care because it was a derby. You know, you need to win. But I don't know. I mean, my prediction. I think part of me's thinking Rangers will win after extra time, right?
Right.
And part of me thinks we might pump you because of what I've seen. But I don't want to be over because how often does lightning strike twice and Rangers do start amazing and get 2 up within 20 odd minutes? It doesn't happen often.
The thing that's getting me, but the thing that's annoying me the new is I was expecting a pumping last week. It was like happening into half time, obviously, and then we came back into it. Because of that, I'm now a bit more optimistic about this weekend, and I don't know whether I should be or not. Do you know where you're like that?
My thing is that if we get in that position again, I don't think we let you off.
Well, I'm hoping that we've learned our lesson and we don't let you into that position again. But then when does Celtic ever learn their lesson, really? I mean,
no, and I also think that Celtic are a very easy side to play against. Right now, though, the standard of player you have, though, like you can get in their face, and your midfield's slow, so it's a real. Like when Celtic play the ball at a quick tempo, they're a good team. But when they spend 60, 70 minutes of the game just dilly-dallying, they'll get pumped. Like, honestly, I mean, I really don't know. I think I'm going to play the safe option and say 3-2 Rangers after extra time, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Rangers won like 3-0.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if Celtic won 2-1. Like, it's a derby, but I do think that if Rangers start well, there's only one winner this time.
Because I might do the same in thought. You can't see. Well, you do that quite a lot under Roll, where you have done it quite a lot, where you get into some sort of lead, and then he wants you to just sit on that lead, and it doesn't always happen. Try that against Motherwell, 10-man Motherwell. Motherwell come back.
I don't think we were ever. I don't think we were ever as dominant in the game though as we were in the first half against Celtic.
But it looked as if
there has been a tendency to sit on it. Aye. And we were against 10 men. We should have been going for the throat, and we don't have a ruthlessness about us yet. I'm hoping that comes, but honestly,
next season,
I think it will be next season before you see a ruthlessness, because sometimes you need to buy ruthless players. You certainly can't train it, can you?
No, but
You can't make a player have that killer instinct.
no, really, no.
Whereas, Celtic got a killer instinct from the habit of winning. Rangers, you can't just.
But this is the thing.
Manufacture it.
You shouldn't get out of that habit of winning. It should
But
always
I do
be
think that
drummed into you to win all the time.
You might
I know
disagree,
you can't win all the time, but
I think right now on current teams, our team is better than yours.
But I still think we've got a better squad than yours.
I don't. I just think your team has more heart.
I mean, I'm including the injured players as well. I mean, I know they're injured.
Oh no, I'm on about the players that are available right now. Our
Right.
11's better than yours, but your squad has more heart and desire and will to win. I hate saying that, by the way.
Do you know why that is?
But our ability on the pitch is far superior to yours, I think.
That's because of Martin O'Neill. I would say that the will to win's there.
But it's also, I do think
wasn't he there under Nancy?
But what I can see though is that if Danny Rule does get time, and I'm maybe not on about this season, but if he can build a team, you can see that there's something there. But
there's that word again.
The big problem is, but he needs it though. And Gerrard got 3 years.
I know, but Nancy got 5 minutes, but he was rotten.
Yeah, but at least with Rule, you can see there's something there. He's not a Nancy.
No,
he might not be a Rodgers. He might not be a Rodgers or a Martin O'Neill, but he's certainly not Michael Beale. It's not somebody you can go, this is not going to work.
I'd still class Danny Rule though. I'd still class him as an up-and-coming manager. He's not really done anything.
Absolutely, but he's learning on the job. But there's something you can. You must see that first half. There was a style about Rangers. There was I don't think it was brilliant football. Let's not pretend that Rangers wiped the floor with Celtic with beautiful football. Far from it.
But see the goals that you got.
But there was
2 goals that you got.
There were wonder goals.
But the thing is, the 2 goals I'd say were mistakes with Celtic. That led to your wonder goal.
No, the first one was just good play.
I think there was a mistake in there for McGregor or something like that. There definitely.
No,
and then
ball to the back post.
Dane Murray made the mistake.
Goal, but you need to be clinical, and Chimiti, the way he took that second goal was 2-1. Dundee United just scored right on half time. Right. The way Chimiti took that second goal, yes, Araujo and Dane Murray make mistakes, but the flick over Araujo's head and the finish past Sinisalo was brilliant. But what I would say though is that Rangers played with tempo in that first half. You can notice that.
See if Dane Murray's not in there and it's somebody else like Carter Vickers or maybe even Trusty.
Trusty makes mistakes all the time.
I know, but I don't think he would swing and miss if he was to try and swing and get the ball away. That wouldn't happen.
Maybe he wouldn't be as nervous, but he's made.
Well,
I'll take you back to, yes, Nancy was in charge, but what the fuck was Trusty doing at the Chimiti goal that day when he decided to run away from him? Well, that was the worst defending. No, I don't care. That was the worst defending I've ever seen from a footballer.
See, under Nancy, we didn't have any defenders. Nobody defended. So
that's not. If you're a defender though, you shouldn't need a manager
Trusty some slack there because he was probably told to do something stupid by Nancy.
If you're a defender, right, and you don't need a manager shouldn't tell you when to go towards the ball. Don't go. Here, that big fast guy. Why don't you just run into this big space and I'll just stand like a bam pot and let you score against a shite keeper who can't save shots. I mean, if you know that your keeper can't save shots, you go out and you block the shot.
No, you need to bring in a different goalkeeper if your goalkeeper can't save shots.
No. But what I'm saying is that I don't think Trusty's much better than Dane Murray. I think he's got a mistake in him too. By the way, every Rangers centre-back's got a mistake in them.
Of course, every defender's got a mistake in them. Even the best ones.
But I think you have to admit though, whether you
even Big Virgil probably had a mistake in him.
You have to admit though that last week Rangers played with a tempo and an aggression that you couldn't handle for 45 minutes. But then you decided to do what Motherwell did to us in the second half, and it's pass the ball in little triangles and keep the ball off us.
Aye, well, in
the
first half,
you can get goals.
See in the first half, do you know what we were doing? I seen that Sinisalo kept punting the ball up the park, whereas in the second half we were passing it about at the back.
That was our Prester. Our wingers went straight onto Tierney and Araujo. So Moore and
so what happened in the second half then with your press?
We were knackered, and that's a problem. I don't think we're
well, that's because he's obviously ran. ran your asses into the ground in the first half.
Yeah, but now you need to find a way, well, if
Games
you can
last
do it
90
for
minutes,
45,
45.
how can we do this for 60, 70, 80? And then if you're doing it for 60, can the players come on and do the same thing? That's what Rangers need, and we don't have a squad right now. I don't think you can honestly say that, you could take out that front four and replace it with the same standard. We can't. We'd be bringing in players who are well below that standard. And I don't even think the starters are good enough. Not for what I want. Do you know what I mean? Not for where I see it going.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know how it'll go on Sunday. But I just think that
I'm hoping it's a Celtic victory.
I'm just edging towards Rangers only on the ground, right? That I think it means more to us because I genuinely think that might be all we can get this year.
But we might not get the league either, so we need to try and put our eggs.
I know, but
we need to try and do something.
I know, but I think that Rangers might be just.
So what you're saying is you're admitting that Celtic have got a better chance of winning the league than Rangers have?
At the moment, you're ahead of us, so that's
we're
true.
only,
You've got one game against us,
point.
and you're at home in it. So yeah, I would say so.
We're only ahead by 1 point.
Yeah, but your next game's at Parkhead against us. So if I'm under the impression, just like you are, that a point away from home is a good result, that doesn't take that lead off you. So then you're relying on other teams beating you. And by the way, do I think you'll drop points against other teams? Absolutely.
But then I don't think you'll win every game either.
In a couple of weeks. No. I think Motherwell will beat you in a couple of weeks.
But the big question is, will Hearts drop points to teams?
Yes, of course they will. To Kilmarnock and Motherwell.
You think so? But they've been getting really lucky.
Yeah, but they've been home games. When they need to go to Kilmarnock and Livingston, just like we had to do, and use ground out of when we couldn't quite do it. But when you need to go to these teams that are fighting for their lives, it's just tough games. And honestly, I think this is going to be the lowest points total winner in SPL history.
You could be right.
Because I looked at it in Rangers 9 games, so we can get 27 points. I'd be surprised if we get more than 23.
Right.
And even that wouldn't go anywhere near a great points total. Whereas Celtic, I can see, and I'm being honest, I can see you dropping points to Motherwell, Rangers. I don't think you'll drop points to Hearts, because I think your last game's against Hearts.
Right.
I think you'll beat them at Parkhead.
Oh, well, we need to. We've not beaten them all season, so we need to.
Whereas I think we can draw at Parkhead. I'm just being honest. I think our style is more set up to be able to. I don't think. I watched Hearts capitulate at Ibrox, and if Celtic put that kind of pressure on them, that will happen again. Whereas even Rangers, in their shittiness of last week, we still draw a game. Do you get what I mean? There is Rangers have lost 2 games this year. Whereas Celtic have lost 7, Hearts have lost 4. Is that right?
Aye.
So, but Rangers have drawn more than fucking Hearts and Celtic combined. Like 12 games or something. So it's ridiculous. So you can see Rangers drawing another 3 or 4 games, couldn't you? Being honest.
Yeah, probably.
I can't see us losing another game. But that's the sad thing, is these draws are like losses now. In a title race, these draws become losses.
Aye.
And my honest opinion is that I highly doubt Rangers will do it this year, and I think it will be down to the fact that we've drawn too many games. But I do think that we're going in the right direction for long-term success. Whereas I think Celtic are probably going to need to rebuild completely in the summer with a new manager and hopefully not the Motherwell one. But I'm hoping for Martinez.
Aye.
Because I think he'd be all wrong for you, just in terms of style.
You think so?
Aye, I don't think he's a great manager.
If you think Martinez is all wrong, who do you think would be right for Celtic then?
Askew, sadly, because he would come in and instantly make his play a way that the fans can identify with.
Funnily enough,
hungry, great on the ball, dominant. Because look at this. I told you so. You can't tell me more than 5 games out of your. How many games you played? 29.
Aye.
You get home and away. You can't tell me more than 5 games that you've been dominant. Really dominant. I think I can pick up. He's beat Falkirk maybe 4-0 in a league game.
Mm.
I think he's beat Kilmarnock similarly. I think he's beat Aberdeen at the start of the season away.
Right.
I'm actually struggling beyond that for really dominant performances.
Now you mentioned, it's funny you should mention Jens Bertalascu there, because
They're
I heard
dominant
today,
every week.
I heard today that we're actually currently, or we have been for a wee while, well, it get mentioned anyway that we are being linked with Elijah Just.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Motherwell. He is a really good player. We're also been linked with the boy Chaiwa, is it for Hibs?
I think Chaiwa's been a long-term one for you.
I tried to get him in January, I think.
I think, yeah, if Engels just went, that was your replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's better than Engels, if I'm honest.
We'll probably get Chaiwa in the summer, because I'm assuming Engels will go in the summer.
You could probably get him for about $1 million, $2 million maybe.
And then I'm hoping, if it's true about Elijah Just, I'm hoping that's true.
I think Just would cost closer to $4 million though.
I think we could still get him though.
Yeah. And Maswinishi is obviously a target I think you'll look at.
I would go for the two of them.
I don't think you'll get Elliot Watt though. I think he looks like he's more Rangers bound, if I'm honest. I think we've been in talks with his representatives for quite a while.
See, to be honest, if we get Elijah Just and Maswinishi, I'll be happy with that.
I think both, it'd be a bit like, remember the Brown Thompson thing, where you get one each and you're both quite happy with that.
Aye. Mm-hmm.
You know, at the time you didn't know which one was better. I don't think anyone did. But I think it'll be quite similar to that. You don't know which one's better, because I think Just looks a wee bit better in the forward third.
Yeah.
I think Elliot Watt looks tidier on the ball,
in
terms of maybe more of a controlling a game type player. I really like him. I like both of them. I'm not keen on Maswinishi, if I'm honest. I think he's a wee bit overhyped. I think I see a lot of Novo in him, that there's something there, but for every great game, you're going to get a couple of shit ones. And I think that happens with forward players, I think. When if you look back to all the ones you signed, like forward players, maybe Griffiths aside, right?
Yeah.
Because Griffiths was in a team when you were up against no one. No disrespect to him, right? But he was at his peak when you were up against, Aberdeen. But if you go back to like your Riordans and stuff, they were always like great for a game, not so great for other ones.
I liked Riordan, but Riordan for me never really got a chance.
No, McDonald was a good player. McDonald was a top player that you signed from the SPL. But but no, I think I'm not sure about Maswinishi.
I think Armstrong was good. Mackay Stephen was
don't
okay.
I'm not going to criticise Novo. Novo was good for what he was, but I always felt you could improve on him.
Yeah.
Whereas like a Naismith or a Boyd, you couldn't really improve on that because they were fans that gave their kind of all. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Novo, I always felt there's a lot of ingredients missing. He was like a bowl of soup, but he didn't have any. Didn't have a stock cube in him. He had all the veg, and he was looking like a bowl of soup, but he wouldn't. He didn't quite have it right. And there's always going to be players like that. But I wouldn't be paying $4 million for Maswinishi, is all I'm saying.
Well,
but he could be a good player.
I don't know, when's his contract up? When's the last year? Is it the end of last year's contract or anything?
I think they extended it, so he's got 2 years in the summer.
See, I was thinking hopefully if his contract's running down a bit, might be.
It's like what Rangers did with Raskin. They had that option, so they've extended it.
I'm quite happy to pay $4 million for him, because I don't think that's a lot of money. No, in today's market anyway.
Rangers paid $4.5 million for a German from the 3rd division.
Back in 2007, we paid £4 million for Scott Brown.
Oh no, it's
and that was back then, and they're no willing to pay $4 million for a Scottish Premiership player now.
I'm just saying, though, that the difference, if you look at it and you'd say Maswinishi is probably more suited to the Scottish game than Nadiri was for us. I mean, because you don't know how they'll take, And I think that boy, he looks a player, right? But he also looks, I don't know why he can't do more than an hour a game. I don't know if there's fitness issues. I don't know if it's what it is. Yeah, because even you got him, he presses like a beast, didn't he? He was all over your centre-backs.
Is that the boy you paid $3.5 million for the German 3rd division?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for a 3rd division player.
I don't think it matters when you think the third division in Germany is probably better than
I know, I get that,
most
but
of Scotland.
I get that. Well, aye, of course, but I mean, it's still the third division.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Gary Hooper, right, from the third division in England,
Scunthorpe,
and that was
aye.
a quality player.
Aye, he was good.
Quality players can be in shit leagues.
You,
But I do take
you
your
get
point though
lucky.
that there's a
Get lucky.
risk there though, because you don't know. But for me, the problem with him is I'm just a wee bit like, why can a 22-year-old only play for an hour?
That's a bit mental.
Maybe it's just obviously he's come in mid-season. He's not quite got up to speed yet.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we're flying him into a title race where every game matters, every minute matters. But I just wish we had more strength and depth in that final third, because when you take off Nadiri or Chimiti, and both of them have their flaws, Miovski's not done it in the way that I thought he would. And then after that, there's no other real strikers. You know, and you'd end up having to play Bayrami up top. By the way, I think he's a player that should get more chances. I like Bayrami. Is there anyone at Celtic that you think should be getting more chances? Like that, because you can see that there's a player in Bayrami, but hasn't quite put it all together. But I think Iheanacho should be getting more minutes.
He should be, but I mean, I heard something today, and I don't know, obviously, because I don't know if it's true, but I heard something today that there might be a reason why he's not getting any more minutes currently, because it's a contractual thing. If he gets to play so many more minutes, he gets an extension to his contract or something. I mean, can it be? He's hardly kicked a ball for Celtic. He's been injured all the season.
But then, if he's good enough and he can help you get a title, then just give him another year.
Exactly. So would I. Exactly. He's only about 28, 29, so it's not as if he's ancient.
No, that seems a bit mad to me. I think you should be
always. Believe
that. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, look at the Hadji thing at Rangers, where we couldn't play him until we sorted the contract thing out.
But then the thing is, see, because of the way he's been this season, injury prone and all the rest of it, would you really want to give him another contract?
No, probably not. But I also wouldn't like to be going to games where you're relying on players that aren't of the standard.
I know. Well, me personally, I think
Iheanacho's
our best striker. He's our best striker.
Put it this way, Iheanacho wouldn't have put in a 45-minute performance like Adamo did.
No.
He wouldn't have been getting bullied, and that's not because Adamo's a bad player. He's just not suited to playing up top on his own.
No, I think he's better. And same with Big Shivan Shara. I don't know. I think he deserves. He's better with a guy beside him.
See Adamo, right? That'd be like Rangers starting Bayrami through the middle against Celtic on his own and expecting him to be able to hold the ball up, link play. That's not his game. He's a player that could play up top in a two, but he's also just a forward player that can play across the whole line.
I think Celtic should change to 2 up anyway. I think they should go with 2 up.
Yeah, but the problem with 2 up is how do you line up? Do you go 3-5-2 or 4-4-2? Because
I would go 4-4-2.
I don't think you have enough good centre backs to go 3-5-2 unless you put Tierney in.
Either that, or I would go 4-3-1-2.
Yeah, I like the 4. I like the 4-3-1-2. I think that would work with Rangers, because I think giving Moore that free roll, would you give it Nygren that free roll?
Aye, I would give him that free roll.
Who would your freebie?
3 in the midfield. Probably Hatate, McGregor, and if he's fit, Engels or Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
That's a good one. We'll actually run through this, right? Because I actually think that's Rangers' best formation based on the players we have. Let's just run through what our teams would be then. Goalie, who's your best goalie? And a 4-3-1-2. I think Butland, obviously, for us. You go Sinisalo?
He's Sinisalo because he's obviously in at the minute.
Your best left back? I think obviously Romans for us.
Tierney.
Right. Your best right back? Because you've got Johnson too. You need to have a think about that.
Actually,
yours is Sterling. As much as I love Tav for his,
I love Araujo, but if Johnson's fit, I'd have Alistair Johnson in there. So it'd be Johnson.
Sterling for us. Our best 2 centre backs. Oh, that's a tricky one. They're all kind of shite. We're
obviously talking about players that, if they're injured, we're still including them here, right?
Aye. I think our best 2 would be Cornelius, who's just coming back from injury. I think Cornelius and Fernandes would have the best balance.
I think the 2 centre backs that I would like to see playing together, if it could happen, would have been Carter Vickers, obviously, and I would probably play Trusty beside him.
So you think Trusty's a bit better than Scales?
I've never really rated Scales.
Yeah. Okay. Your three. What did you say? You were going Hatate,
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 Engels, and
Engels, and
McGregor.
McGregor. Aye, Hatate, Engels,
I
and
would
McGregor.
Rangers. It's fairly obvious. Well, no, did I put Barron in because I like Barron. I like his energy. But I think Chukwani, Raskin, and Diomande.
Hmm.
It's tough though. I feel bad for Barron.
And then behind the two strikers, I would have
Moore.
Benjamin Negrin.
Yeah, Mikey Moore's better than Scott Wilson is right now.
And then up front, it would be Iheanacho and
Maeda?
probably Maeda. Aye, I would go with Maeda.
I think yours is what you're going to see on Sunday, Nadiri and Chamiti. But where we need to improve is, having two backup strikers that have the same quality.
Aye, that's us
Whereas,
done.
could you remember those days back in the? When I remember back in the, even under Gerrard, Rangers had Roof, Defoe, Morelos, and Itten, and you could play any combination.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be all right. Whereas now, if you took the two out, who are you playing at Rangers? Like Miovski and Bayrami, that's not of the same level.
I know.
But then you could argue that with anyone, couldn't you? If you take out Maeda and that, and you're bringing in Adamu and Chivanchura, then it's probably not quite as good.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what? It'll be interesting whatever comes of Sunday. But
have we elaborated on the other? So we did the other day, didn't we? The Scottish Cup
yeah.
ties.
So the other ones, I think we're all confident that it'll be Falkirk, St Mirren. I said Rangers, you said Celtic, and I think the only one we disagreed on was you said Aberdeen, and I said that I felt Dunfermline would win on penalties. Mm-hmm. I just had a feeling that the home advantage, Lennon will have that team right up for it, and I just felt that, see, when you put Aberdeen under pressure, they rocked a bit, didn't they? And I thought they're not going to like East End Park. They're not going to like that at all.
Probably not.
I thought Dunfermline beat a better team than Hibs, so they can certainly beat Aberdeen.
We've been on for just over an hour now.
Cool. Well, we'll leave it there, and obviously we'll be back on Monday to discuss the
aftermath of it all.
Hopefully, no dodgy decisions. Actually, we didn't talk about it. What do you think of the referee? Another shite appointment because he's just a shite ref.
It's Don Robertson, isn't
terrible,
it?
He's just a terrible ref.
Oh, he's a shit ref.
I don't think any. I actually don't think any fans like Don Robertson.
And I think is it VAR? Is it Andrew Dallas? Is it?
I think who was that? It was McLean and Clancy last week, wasn't it?
Probably Dallas this week.
I think it's Dallas and somebody else. I can't remember the one, but do you know what? Honestly, like last week, it doesn't matter. They're all shite.
I know.
And whether they're getting called over for a last minute penalty or a first minute red, I don't know if they're going to make the right decision because they're shite.
Aye.
But did you see, actually, we didn't talk about it because I think we both agreed it was a penalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But did you see that Willie Collum had said earlier in the season that he doesn't want penalties for them going forward? I would like that from next season. The Sterling
the handball thing.
He doesn't want accidental handballs given as penalties. And by the way, I would love that.
But the thing is,
it has to be from next season.
I've seen that situation.
Yeah.
I don't mind it in any other situation, but see if he's on the goal line and it hits his on and it was going into the net, you have to get a penalty.
Into the net, though. I think if there's no keeper there, though, there, absolutely.
It was going in the wrong direction for him. It was going down the way, and it hit him and went up, and Butland saved it.
There's no definitive proof that Butland wouldn't have saved it.
I don't think he would have.
You're saying that because you're hoping it's a goal, but
no,
the keeper was immediate. But it hit Sterling, and the keeper's directly behind Sterling. So
it was going down the way though, and the keeper was up above that.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it was going past the keeper.
See when you watch it right, and you see the ball hit Sterling. It hit Sterling. It was going down the way. It hit Sterling, bounced up, and Butland saves it because he stretched himself. So how is he getting it? How is he getting it if it's going down the way?
He might have saved it with his legs. He saved it with his face, didn't he? Because it bounced off.
But
Sterling.
It was going down into the corner where his legs were nowhere near.
But I think we can all agree, though, is next season, though, I would love to see accidental handballs, not penalties. because I'm sick of them. Like, I'm sick of these
I just
handballs that
don't.
you go,
I
you
don't like
haven't
the
done anything
handball rule
wrong.
in general. The
Look,
handball
look
rule in
at look
general.
at Ralston's, right? Look at Ralston's in the cup
That shouldn't have been
semi.
a penalty either. That was
Right.
accidental.
But by the stupid law,
Because
it is a
his horns
penalty.
doing his horns doing in here,
He
tucked into
hasn't
his
meant
body.
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
but and just like Sterling didn't mean it, they haven't meant these things. And I want to get back to a point where somebody's literally went, "I'm trying to stop that."
Aye,
If it's
deliberately.
just come off, if it's just come off him, I
Like,
don't care.
do you want to know the one I remember? Do you remember the one for the Celtic Rangers game for years ago? I think it was Carlos Cuellar. And Nakamura hit the shot and he put his arm up and
Yeah,
tipped
it
it
was
over
a
the bar.
red card. Red
That was
card,
it,
not red.
because
Yeah,
that
because he
was
stopped the goal.
aye.
But he made the right decision because I think he's missed the penalty. You know.
We did, but we ended up winning that game anyway.
No, I know, but at the time it was the right decision.
I know. I think it was at McDonald that took the penalty. Missed it.
Yeah, I think.
McGregor saved it.
Was it McGregor? It was
And
usually
it was because
McGregor.
McGregor was injured in the game and he played on. He was actually injured in the game.
Oh,
No,
did
he
he
came
not
off.
get injured making the penalty save?
He came off after that, and Neil Alexander replaced him.
And Alexander ended up finishing the season, didn't he? And played the UEFA Cup final.
I think so.
It was a shame for McGregor, that one. At least he got the one in Seville, because that would have been a bit pish on him, because he was a good keeper. You don't want to see anyone missing European finals. Not when they're as rare as
when it's Rangers.
not when they're but not when they're as rare as they are for Scottish teams.
Well.
Like, if there was players that missed your final in Seville, you'd have felt bad for them.
Big John Hartson, did he not miss it?
I think he got suspended, but not.
That's right. He missed it. You
Then,
never know. If he'd have played, we might have won that as well. You never know. We'll never
he
know.
might have got a second red card as well. Who knows? 'Cause Big John.
Big Baldy gets sent off for nothing, but
No, nothing. Aye, he only took your boy out completely. The first one was, but Baldy he was all or nothing, wasn't he? That guy, he would take the man and then the ball.
I don't want to go back at it, but they were
they
were cheating anyway. Fucking Mourinho's diving about all the place. His team diving about.
When you play Portuguese and Spanish teams, they know what they're doing. But we'll leave it there and back on Monday, as we said, and we'll go through it all again.
Yep, and we'll see how much more. We'll see how much more my nerves can take.
Wearing these jerseys though, because
no,
I don't think if we lose, I could take looking at your jersey. I think vice versa. I'll stick to a plain t-shirt for that one.
Right.
Right. Have a good weekend, except from the hours of 1 and 3 on Sunday. I hope you
too, and I hope you have a horrible Sunday afternoon. Yep.
Right.
So.
Catch you later.
Right. See you later. Bye bye.